You're going to be awesome.
Thanks.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today to celebrate Child and Youth Mental Health Day. My name is Carrie, and I am part of the FamilySmart staff team. We wanted to start off by acknowledging that we gather today on the unceded territories of Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish, Stolo, Stamatis, and Musqueam people, and we give gratitude for their hospitality. Since 2007, FamilySmart has been inviting children, youth, and families and other caring adults across Canada to talk about how important caring connections are to our mental health. Thank you for coming online today to connect and to do something fun together to celebrate May 7th. Now, a great big thank you to Graeme Partridge-David. Graeme is a parent in residence who works for us. He is an illustrator, and he is also the creator of Lulu, FamilySmart's brand new mascot. Thank you, Graeme. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Carrie. I'm so excited to be able to be a part of May 7th celebration with FamilySmart today. As a parent with a child with lived experience, with mental health challenges and with my own mental health challenges, it's so important to me that we take such good care of kids who are struggling, but all the kids. And so today we get to draw, which is my favorite thing to do. So we're going to be drawing this image of Lulu, who, as Carrie said, is our new mascot. She's a quokka. And so today I'm going to take you through some of the process that I would use when drawing Lulu, and hopefully we'll have some fun along the way. I think we will. So I guess with no further ado, let's get started. Jen, if you could switch the cameras, that would be grand. So I'm just using some regular old tools here. Hopefully you've got a pencil and an eraser nearby, and we'll get started. Actually, before we start doing the specific drawings, what I like to do when I'm warming up in the morning, it's kind of like when you're about to exercise. I like to warm up my hand and get it ready to draw. So I like to do some squiggles like this, and some loops and circles, and I go backwards and I go forwards like this. And I find that it really helps me loosen up my hand. And I do like to take a deep breath, which I've kind of forgotten to do. So I think I'm going to do that now. I think that will help me feel more relaxed. Yep, I was right. That helped. Okay, let's get started. All right, so there are going to be times probably when we're working on this drawing where you might be wondering, is this really going to end up being a picture of a cute quokka, or is this just a bunch of weird shapes? But I promise that hopefully if I do my job right, then it should end up kind of like a magic trick and revealing a fun image by the time we get to the end. So let's start by drawing a circle, and a pretty good sized circle. This is just going to be sort of the face area for Lulu. Something like that. Hopefully that comes through. It's a little bit wobbly. That's because my hand is shaking because I'm a little nervous. This is kind of new for me, but that's not unusual to be a little nervous when something's new. So once we've done that, we're going to draw a straight line right down the middle of the circle. Just like that. And then another line. These lines can be fairly faint, by the way. You don't want to make them too dark because later on some of them are going to get erased. So mine are a little darker, but if yours are fainter, that's okay. So then we'll do another line across the middle of the circle going the other direction. And that way we've got what we call construction lines. It's kind of like when you're building a house. When they build a house, they start by building the framework of the house and then put the details on afterwards. So this is the construction. These are the building lines for our drawing. So now we've got one circle and these two lines. Now I want to do another circle just a little bit bigger around the outside of the first circle, just a little bit bigger like this. And you'll find that having the first circle will make it easier to do this circle. And that's the point. So then we'll go around like that. And again, if it's not completely perfect, that's fine, because mine isn't completely perfect either. You can tell probably already that it's wobbly and it's fatter and thicker, and it's all part of the fun, so don't worry about that. Next, we're going to do one more circle, and this one is going to go in the middle, and it's going to be about, yeah, it's going to be about the same amount smaller as the first one is, or the second one is bigger than the first one. That sounded confusing even to me. Okay, so we're going to do one more circle in the middle. There we go. There we go. Okay. So some more construction done. So are you curious yet? It looks more like a target, doesn't it? Maybe we should draw a bow and arrow. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yes, I'm seeing there's a, say, please post comments in the section. Questions would be great. I love to chat while I'm drawing, as you can tell. So feel free to sing out if you have anything you'd like to share with me. And afterwards, I'm hoping that we'll get to see some drawings. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to draw kind of a rectangle right in the middle of, or not in the middle actually, just like this. So touching the top of the inside circle, but not touching the bottom of it. So it's kind of like that. That's great. And okay, I've got a couple more ovals. I've got some ovals I want you to draw now. Over here by this line, I want you to draw an oval here, like that. And then we're going to match one over on the other side, an oval here like that. Great. Okay, and now I'm going to do kind of a half circle down here. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like a, well, I don't know, maybe it's starting to look more like a face. Maybe I'm still going too fast. Oh, I see I'm going really fast. Okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit and give you a chance to catch up. In the meantime, let's talk about erasers. Just take a quick moment to talk about erasers, because when I was little, I thought that when a person was a real artist, they didn't have to use an eraser because they never made mistakes. But Carrie, we know that's not true, don't we?
That's
right. We know that everybody makes mistakes. Yeah. And we've got a great sign at our house that says, mistakes are proof you're trying, that my daughter made.
That's great. I love that. Awesome?
Me too. Yeah. So that's why we need erasers, because we're trying. And sometimes when we're trying, we make mistakes. Okay. So I'm going to keep going with my drawing now.
Perfect.
I vamped for a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds anyway. Okay. So we got a couple more ovals to draw. We're going to do this oval here. This one's going to kind of cross over into these ones a little bit like this. All right. Awesome. Now, yeah.
I'm seeing the face now.
Are you starting to see it?
I'm starting to see the face. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm trying to decide what the next step is going to be. Okay, the next step is going to be, we're going to shave the corners off of our rectangle here in the middle. So just sort of shave the corners off like that. And
nice.
Now that becomes her nose. And so let's finish the outside shape first. So we'll draw some ears on like this. Just sort of, these ones are a little more free form. I don't have a formula as much for her ears as I do for the other parts, as you can see. So just sort of draw some ears that just sort of peek outside that.
They kind of look a little bit like a half a leaf.
They do. They do. That's a really good description. Thanks, Carrie.
Yeah.
And then when we curved it, we're going to follow this, and just below the ear, we're going to draw a line that connects the inside circle to the outside circle, just like that. We'll do one of those on both sides too, right at the that line that we made that goes across through the middle. So just like that on both sides, and then we'll follow. We're going to start to darken some of these details because we're getting into the detail territory now. So we're going to darken this line, and we're going to connect it in with the first line back down here. See how it sort of goes out and follows the outside line, just for the outside circle, just for a second.
And it's connecting to the which circle there?
To the original circle.
The middle? Oh, perfect.
The middle
Okay,
circle.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then we'll go like that. So let's darken those lines a little bit. And we can darken the middle circle here too.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. And now we're going to just, again, we're going to go in and just darken a little bit. See this line here, which is the smallest circle. We're going to darken just that part of it. And we're going to darken just this part of this oval over here.
Okay.
And we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll darken this part of the inside circle and this part of the oval over here. And then we're starting to get her cheeks, where we can see her cheeks. And then the part of these ovals that is still visible, we'll darken that outside line, and those will become her eyes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to darken this part of the inside circle and over here. And then we're going to draw a line that connects those two lines to the center line again. So, and then we'll connect that up to her nose.
I'm wondering if we could stop there for just a sec, Graeme, and give people a chance to just sort of see all the kind of lines that you've connected there.
Sure, that's a good idea. Thanks, Carrie.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome. Okay.
Dance. Okay.
You're doing the waiting dance. Yeah. Perfect. That's great.
Okay. All right.
Now,
a little more darkening on the bottom of this oval. That's why we had a whole oval over there. So we can use the bottom and the top. And then, so now I think you can see it coming together.
Totally. I can see Lulu's face.
Yay. And yeah, and then we just sort of darken this line a little bit. And then we'll add another one there. That's sort of the inside of her mouth. And now we can, well, why don't we go, well, let's do some erasing now. So everybody grab your eraser. You can use the end of your pencil if that's the eraser you've got, or if you've got a different one, different shapes, they all work. And start to erase some of these construction lines that we were talking about. And we'll see.
You know, that reminds me of how when we're building a house that we don't always get to see all of the beams and everything that are on the inside of the house. But we know that they're there because that's what keeps the house up. So this is just like that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks. You can see there she is. Ta-da!
Wow, amazing.
That's fun. So what we like to do is put a little bit of shine. We usually draw a circle on her eye like that, which is, the idea is that's where the light is shining because she's a bright-eyed little quokka. So, and then we'll color in around that with our pencil to make it nice and dark. And we can do the same thing on the other eye. And on her nose, I usually like to draw sort of like almost like a bean-shaped shine because her nose isn't perfectly round like her eyes. Her nose is kind of a little more blocky. So I'll put a bean-shaped shine on there and color that in. There we go. Yay!
Well, it's amazing, Graeme.
Cool, thanks.
Well, I've known you for what, two and a half years, and I've never actually seen you draw, but I've seen your work, and this is actually watching you is really exciting.
Oh,
to see it come together.
Cool. Yeah, so that's the Lulu part of our drawing. yeah, maybe I'll just take a second and let people work on their Lulus for a bit.
Catch up a bit. And Lulu is a quokka, who is
That's
a
right.
marsupial.
Yeah, she's an Australian marsupial. So she, kind of like a kangaroo, is part of a family that carries their babies around in a pouch, which is why I thought she would be perfect for FamilySmart, because they're
That's so
family
clever. I love
oriented.
that.
Yeah, and they're so cute. I highly recommend. I'll write quokka on here, because just so that people know how to spell it, because
So that's
that's
Quuo.
KKA. That's right.
Qu. Yeah.
Quokka.
Okay. I had never heard of quokkas before. I was introduced to Lulu, and I love the backstory that they are a marsupial, which is a very family-oriented creature, and that they keep their babies in their pouch. And I think that's great. And if you Google these online, you can get some really cute photographs, but you can also go to our website, the iCare or May 7 iCare site, and download printable coloring sheets for this.
Right. Right.
So if you're not actually drawing with us right now and you're just watching Graeme's amazing skill, you can download these and print them for yourself to do some coloring, which is awesome. I know my son loves to color. He's 10 and a half, and he's been doing them the last couple of days. So we're pretty excited.
Oh, really? Oh, fun. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. No, it's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. And I even was thinking that with Mother's Day coming up, people might do a little Lulu Mother's Day card.
Oh,
so that's
a Lulu Mother's Day card. That's awesome.
So we can add the heart in that we were doing before. I always like to do kind of a swoopy heart, but you can draw a heart however you like, and then draw some fingies over here.
And if you're following along on Facebook, if you look at our comments below the feed, you can see that one of our other FamilySmart staff has actually placed the link in the comments, so you can check it out there. It's May 7 iCare/children.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Graeme, I'll let you talk about what you just drew here for people so they can follow along, because I see there's a heart, but some other details that you've got there.
Right. Well, they're kind of small. I don't know if how well you can see them, but I drew some little fingers for Lulu too. So they're just kind of little sausage bean shapes. Yeah. So that it looks like she's holding the heart in front of her. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you can write whatever nice message you want on the heart. I'm going to erase a few more of these construction lines. I like to do big bubbly letters. So.
Me too.
Yeah. Maybe this one I'll make a Happy Mother's Day card. So if you want practice, I always use colored pencil. I forgot. Here. I like a nice sharp pencil, so I'm kind of fussy that way. If you're new to drawing bubbly letters, here's a little trick about that. You want to make sure that your words are going to fit in the space you have. Usually, I like to write the letters and then do the shape around it. But in this case, we have our heart already drawn. So I like to just really lightly draw out all the letters I'm going to do. So I don't know how well that comes across, but it's HAPPY, which spells too bad it's not Father's Day. That spells mother, or happy. Happy Mother's. Well, that's a bit of a squeeze. Day. And then an exclamation point. So I'm just starting with with really narrow lines like that, just regular printed lines, just as a starting place. And that way I know that I'm going to have enough space to write everything I want to write.
Yeah. I often run out of space. So that's a great idea. Just kind of like planning it out. And people, you guys can put whatever you want in there. You can write your message. Yeah. How I care about you. Right. I care about you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I did on this one. You may remember from the start. Oh, where's my camera? There it is.
Oh, that's great. I care about you. I love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And I forgot Lulu's little flower, too. So we'll have to remember to do that. But yeah, if you're starting out with just regular printed letters, you can use them as your construction lines to be for your bubbly letters. So I'll darken them a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing with that. But see how I've got my printed A, and I can just build the thicker letters right off of the original letters.
Right.
And sometimes they bump into each other, which I kind of like. I like when the letters bump into each other. There we go.
Well, that's a little bit like life, isn't it?
It is.
It'd be nice to bump into somebody right now.
Yeah.
Safely,
that's for
of course.
Sure. We haven't had much bumping. No, yes, of course. Be nice if it was safe to bump into people. That's right. But for now, we're just enjoying home fun. So.
And this is actually a really great tip about how to create your bubble letters, or even just letters that are like bigger, is to like put that foundation and scaffolding down so that you can space it out. Right. Knowing that you've got your eraser, and you can, like, just like you erased all those circles in the middle of Lulu's face, you can like go in and erase them after, right?
For sure. Exactly. So there's the happy mothers, and then day. And then I like to dot my exclamation points with a heart.
Yay.
Because of love.
Completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Well, and now I am going to go in and erase a few of these construction lines just to make it a little tidier. I won't worry about it too much, because I think the untidiness is kind of part of the charm too.
It is.
I like to see where a drawing comes from. I think that's a nice thing to see.
Yeah.
To show how it was made. Here we go.
Well, and it's evidence of effort too, right? So that's
exactly.
That's important.
So now you may remember, let's see if we can look on here again. See how I drew Lula here with
a little flower.
A little flower on her head there. Yeah. So we can do that. Or, that is another area where you can use your imagination. If you think that she would look good in a hat, we've drawn her with hats before, and with the flower. I'm trying to think of what all else. Maybe just, a toque one time. So she's worn lots of different things. She always looks great. But maybe for fun, we'll just draw another flower. So that's pretty straightforward. I just kind of traditional daisy drawing. This is drawing of a daisy. This is the center, And because we're looking at it from the side a little bit over on curved onto her head, we sort of see the side of the flower, and then just some petals sticking off.
So just more beans.
Like more beans, that's right. Exactly. There we go.
Oh yeah, I totally see what you mean. So the petals at the back are like smaller than the ones in the front because you're kind of seeing them from an angle.
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. And it gives that feeling of volume, what we call volume. So like the shape, because Lulu is, we're imagining her as having shape, even though we're just drawing her flat on paper. We're imagining her as having shape. Yeah.
Makes her look a little bit more three-dimensional.
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to think. I guess I kind of went really fast drawing. I'm not used to doing this, but I'm hoping that everybody had a chance to follow along.
I think so.
Good.
Yeah. Well, thank you, like absolutely so much, Graeme. We haven't had anybody asking any questions, so you know, we want to say thank you to everybody for joining us and for taking a look at our May 7 Eye Care website, because there's lots of Lulu on there. And if there's activities you guys want to do with your kids, you can do that. And this link will be live on our website, so that if you didn't get a chance to draw her live with Graeme, you can go back and you can pause and stop and follow along that way. So,
and please post any pictures or send any pictures to info@familysmart.ca or post on our Facebook page, anything like that. We would love to see your pictures if you did follow along.
Absolutely. Graeme, thank you so much. It's been wonderful spending this time with you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Carrie. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye. Happy May 7th.
Happy May 7th.